Our next speaker is Dean Black, a veteran of the Florida Air National Guard and the United States Air Force, and a local business owner who is also affected by the HHS mandate. He presently operates the Aamco Transmissions franchise in the Mandarin area of Jacksonville. In addition, he, his wife Kim, and their 5 children own and operate Black's Natural Farms, which raises beef and timber on Jacksonville's north side. Welcome, Dean Black.
Can everyone hear me okay? Can you hear me okay in the back? All right. I was asked to speak at this rally as a business person, and I thought, well, I could spend the 5 minutes I've been allotted telling you how it'll cost businesses billions of dollars and cost jobs, and how at a time of economic uncertainty that'd be the wrong thing to do for the country. But boring you with statistics when we all have limited time and need to get back to work shortly was what I decided not to do. I could also tell you that we'll be burdened with regulations. The bill itself is 2,700 pages long. I could also be telling you how 12,000 pages of regulations were promulgated to tell us how to interpret that, but I'm not going to bore you with that either. I'm not a lawyer. I'm not a doctor. You know what I am? I'm a Christian, and I'm a dad. My wife, Kim, and I have 5 children, and for 5 generations, our family has been from right here in Northeast Florida. Since before Florida was even a state, since it was a dominion of Spain, my people have called this home. But today, I'm not really from Florida. You want to know where I'm from? I'm from even before America. I'm an American, make no doubt, no question about that. But I'm from a time more than 500 years ago when a group of people got aboard a boat and decided to flee, and they came to these shores in pursuit of religious freedom. They did not come seeking the American dream because the American dream hadn't been invented yet. And when they got here, they found they could pursue religious freedom, and they found that their children could start businesses if they wanted to, based on their abilities, not based on whether their father was a baron or a noble of some other sort. They found that they could worship God freely, that they could live their life freely, and hundreds of years later, we came to call that the American dream. The First Amendment to the Constitution of the United States says that Congress shall make no law infringing upon the free exercise of religion. I'll say that again. Congress shall make no law. And yet, the mere fact that we are all gathered here today and that thousands more like us are gathered all across this country proves that our religious freedoms are indeed being infringed upon because Congress has chosen to pass a law where they had an obligation to pass none at all. This bill, if it is not undone, violates our most sacred of freedoms, and if those freedoms can be violated, all of our other freedoms are in peril as well. I come from 500 years ago. I come from the same place you come from. We came here not at first to pursue the American dream, but to flee tyranny. We're all mothers. We're all fathers. We want the same dreams and the same future for our children as our forefathers granted to us. And if we wish to have that for posterity, then we must stand together now and draw a line in the sand and say we will not compromise anymore. Because there is today an American dream, and today that dream we must defend. Much will be asked of you in coming days. You will be asked perhaps to make phone calls as the elections near. You may be asked to make political contributions to a candidate of your choice. You may be asked to knock on doors. You may be asked to make all manner of sacrifice. And this has been a difficult economic time for us, I know. And I will leave it to you to decide whether you can afford to give your money or your time or simply your prayers in defense of freedom. But before you decide what you can afford to give for your country, I'd like to remind you of what the founding forefathers were willing to give for us, for our children, a long time ago. In the concluding words to the Declaration of Independence, they pledged their lives, their fortunes, and their sacred honor. The document they pinned their names to was an act of high treason against a tyrannical king. Had they failed, it was their death warrant. 7 were hung for those signatures. Many more lost their fortunes. And so many others sacrificed to preserve that became the American dream. It is said that George Washington, when he went to attack the Hessians, they didn't have to even direct the men where to go, because the rear battalions could simply follow the bloody footprints in the snow. Much will be asked of you in coming days, but nothing like what the founders sacrificed for us. So I ask you, as a small business person, as an American, as a Floridian, as a Christian, as a mother, as a father, give that which you can. Fight for our continued freedom, and make sure this government knows that never again will we accept tyranny in this land. Thank you for coming out. You are all patriots. God bless you.